Hello, out here in Garden Grove with the band Slaughterhouse. You're listening to the punk rock demonstration. I'm Jack. What's your name and what do you do in the band?
My name is Taylor. I play guitar.
I'm Meryl. I sing.
I'm Nick. I play drums.
Eddie, bass.
So this band name Slaughterhouse, it sounds so violent. Yes. How did you come up with this name and how did you come up with the name?
Actually, when Eddie and I had started the band in late 2017, we kind of needed to come up with a name, and it's really hard to choose one. So at the time, I was reading the book Slaughterhouse 5 by Kurt Vonnegut, and I just thought Slaughterhouse looked like a cool word. And 6 years later, it's still the band name.
So I noticed there's another band out there called Slaughterhouse. Yeah. Have you heard about that one?
Oh, yes, very much. Almost every time that we get added onto a show by other promoters, the hip-hop Slaughterhouse is attached to it, and I have to send a bunch of emails and try to change it real quick.
Do you know which Slaughterhouse came first?
I think there was the 80s metal band Slaughterhouse, but that one's 2 words. And then, the hip-hop group Slaughterhouse was like from the early 2000s. They're massive. I think eventually they're probably going to sue us to try to change our name, but until then, this is our name.
I see. So when did this Slaughterhouse start?
This Slaughterhouse started late 2017.
And you've always been with this kind of music, or how'd you decide on this kind of music was the one you wanted to play?
It was, Eddie and I started trying to come up with songs. We were just jamming a couple years before that together, and we decided to officially start it and ask other people to join us. And Eddie, do you have anything to add to that?
I think it's pretty just simply collective on the style of music that we like to listen to. I think everything that we listen to kind of collectively starts to shine in the songs, and that's what you get.
I think too, when I started playing guitar, I really liked the sound of chorus, and I added a pedal to my pedal set, and that kind of influences a lot of the sound as well, just writing songs and everything.
So how did you find all the members to form this band?
Well, Eddie and I have lived together, so that was easy. We started the band with 2 other people. After the first drummer quit, we found Nick to join the band because he's like San Pedro's best drummer, and luckily he wanted to be in the band with us. We had a couple different singers until August. We got Marielle to join the band, and we were able to release and record and release a song.
That's the keeper, though. Yeah. This one's the keeper.
She's stuck with us forever.
So how did they recruit you?
Well, I was actually their photographer like a year and a half ago. And they took me on tour, and it was just like they randomly reached out to me on Instagram. Like we've been in the same circles, and like we have the same friends, which is why we're so excited for this tour, because we get to go on with all our friends. And we just became friends that way, stayed together, stayed connected for a year. And then I found out they were looking for a new singer through some like back roads, and I called Eddie immediately, and I was like, let me audition. And I know that like some of them weren't surprised, and Taylor was like, what, really? And then she was super surprised, and because it makes sense, because it's like I hadn't been in a band because I wanted to find the right thing, but like I knew that that's always what I wanted to do, but I was very picky. And then we like went into it with no expectations because we'd never known each other on that level before, and as soon as I tried out, it just clicked. Like I remember I sang one song, and like Eddie looked at me and he was like, okay, what's next? And we just like ran a whole set. It was really cool. Yeah.
It was electrifying. Yeah, there was definite instant chemistry. It was cool.
So were you a fan of Slaughterhouse while you were taking photos?
Yeah, totally. I was really, really excited that they reached out just, to take me on tour that one time, which is good. It's good to know that we do well on the road together now. But I'd known them before. I was really excited to just like know them on a more personal level. And then it made listening to them even better. Like I got off a tour and just like played their songs and sang them in the car. And it was just really cool that it came full circle.
So did you try to replicate the previous singer's vocals, or did you put your own twist to it? Like, how did you decide on how to sing these songs?
I think at first, there's always a little pressure to be like, okay, they have this sound that they want. So like, I want to, like, I think I tried to like replicate something at first. Like I have a pretty high voice, and I was trying to like lower it down and like see, you know, what would fit. But then I think what really fits, which makes sense for like it's like a mantra for everything, is like you just have to be yourself. And I think that made it work really well. And so like there's always like already that chemistry, and then just like being myself, and also knowing that like I'm part of a band that's already established and like still, you know, like expanding, was really cool to be like, okay, like I want to be a part of this band in particular, and I also want to like bring myself.
So were there any particular songs that you just fell in love with singing, or have you come up with any new songs?
Yeah, well, we're currently writing new songs, and we're in the process of writing and recording right now, and so hopefully we'll come out with an album soon. But I think like when I was trying out, I think one of the songs that I was actually the most into learning was The Rat. I don't know why, but I think there was just like there's that part where you could just really let go and just like scream it, and I think that's such a liberating feeling that I always knew that I could do, but didn't necessarily have an outlet. Like I can't just like, you know, like do that at home by myself. And so it was really cool to do with other people. And I think the song I was most scared of doing was TV Age, because it's like, you know, one of their most known songs that everyone loves. And there's a part where it gets like really aggressive and really high pitched and really loud, and I just didn't know like what my voice would sound like with it. And then we all did it together, and that's really what made it shine. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I love that song, TV Age. When I first heard it, I'm like, that's an awesome song.
Yeah.
That's like one of the first songs that we wrote together. Eddie wrote that in like 10 minutes.
It was that was a quick one.
So what's that one all about?
I think I write lyrics that are apocalyptic or pessimistic, almost negative, but it's the things that are surrounding us every day is what the TV and media throws at you, and it's kind of a continual topic, I guess, of kind of collectively our writing of taking in what you see and elaborating it at face value, essentially. But the lyrics fit with the sound of the music, so it kind of wrote itself.
Yeah, that song in particular is kind of like the quintessential example that sometimes in a song less is more, you know, because I think statistically it might be our most popular song, and you know, even though it's pretty easy, I feel like for all of us to play. I know it's a bit of a challenge for you to sing, or at least it was when you started. But I don't know, it's that one I do look forward to playing. You know, yeah. I mean, I enjoy all the songs, but that's one it's super fun to play. Yeah.
So that one's not about like the golden age of TV. It's like current TV stuff.
Was there ever really a golden age?
Yeah, I love the Golden Girls.
That's a good show. That's a good show.
So let's take a listen to the song by Slaughterhouse. It's called TV Age. You're listening to the Punk Rock Demonstration. I'm Jack, and we're out here in Garden Grove with the band Slaughterhouse. Welcome back. That was The Rat by Slaughterhouse. Since we talked about The Rat, actually, what is that song all about?
That was actually a song that was written by our previous singer, and I think I'd kind of helped with some lyrics on that as well. It's kind of about being small in the world and not being seen, and while people think that rats are ugly, they're actually a very important part of like the ecosystem. So like, I don't know, it's a cool song. I don't exactly know what it's about, but it's that's how I view it, at least.
Good music still.
Yeah.
So this is your first day on this tour. Do you have a name for this tour, or who you were touring with?
Yeah, so this is actually the Zoo Tour, which is a song by Nice. We're going on tour with Nice and Strawberry Fuzz, and this is the Zoo Tour, bringing the zoo to a town near you.
Starting out in Orange County, and where are you guys going after that?
Tomorrow night we go to Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona.
And then we go to
San Diego, California, then Bakersfield, California, then Fresno, and then what's after that? Is that Portland, and then Seattle, and then Boise, Idaho, and then Santa Cruz, then San Francisco, and then Templeton, and I think we're done.
And we come home.
Oh yeah, then we come home. Yeah, the LA. But Nice is unfortunately not playing that show.
So that will be with Strawberry Fuzz at Terragram Ballroom, March 15th. March 15th.
2024.
2024.
Yeah.
What year is it?
So it sounds like you're doing a whole West Coast tour.
Yes.
Any plans on doing further than West Coast?
Not in the U.S., but in August we will be going to Europe.
Is that going to be your first time going to
That is
Europe?
going to be our first time going to Europe. That will be my first time going to Europe, even as a person and not a band.
So is the time zone like is it nighttime there while it's daytime here, or?
I think so. I don't know. I've never been.
People
Probably
are
be jet lagged.
probably getting up. People are probably getting up right now in certain areas, and some are probably going to bed very late right now over there too. Yeah.
Nick's the only one that's got the experience of touring across the pond, so this is going to be an experience for the rest of us doing that.
It's always an experience. Don't get me wrong. It's never the same. I always get scared. Yeah. I don't like flying.
I love flying.
But we're
But you're not
very-
driving down there?
Yeah, we're gonna take a boat.
Underwater boat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this tour is going to last until March, so that's like, what, a month?
Like 2 weeks.
2
Yeah,
weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We come back on March 7th, and then we play on the 15th at Terragram, so we have like a little bit of time between our last two shows. But we're leaving bright and early tomorrow to go to Arizona.
Are you touring on an album, or is it just a whole bunch of songs, or?
We have our the last album that I was not a part of, and then we have a few songs that are new that we've all written together. So we're just kind of sprinkling it in and like teasing the next few songs that come out.
Well, we're most recently our most recent song release is Poison, that Marielle was a part of writing and recording with us. So that's
And she also directed the music video for it as well that you could watch on YouTube.
You directed the music video and you actually were in the music video?
Yeah, I mean that's how I started. I started in film and I love it, and I wanted to do music videos because I've always had that passion for music, and so it's nice to have a built-in director to the band, I think. But yeah, it's just really fun to like bring all of those interests together and to just like have an all-encompassing like outlet for it.
So how did that work? Did you tell everyone, stop, we're going to do this, and then you jump back in and do it?
Well, it's weird because I have more experience behind the camera than in front of it. So I had my friend shoot it, and like to have the camera like pointed at me, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? But it was a really like fun and easy shoot. We did it at Taylor and Eddie's friend's house, and we have another one coming out soon that we shot at a new studio, which we're really excited about. So take a look. Be on the lookout for that.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always weird when you're the one making the film or whatever you call it, and you're also in it at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I do documentaries also, and I do all of the work behind it, but I also do the interviews. So it's always weird when you have someone needing to film it for you, but you also want it to work a certain way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a control freak sometimes, so it's like really nice because I'm just like, okay, like I love lists and I love like wrangling people together, so it's just nice to be like put my directing pants on and also put on like my singing dress, you know? It's fun.
But you have to be a control freak if you want to be a director, otherwise it never works the way you want it to work.
Yeah, it's nice. I don't know. Yeah.
Is that applying to this tour too?
To the what?
Is this going to apply to the tour also?
No, I think I'm pretty laid back. I think Eddie will be on our ass a little bit just to get us ready and to go, but like we all need that. And I don't know, we have good cohesion. So I think we all have our own like director pants in different ways in the band.
Very cool. So we talked about the single that you're singing on, Poison. Is that one, or do you sing more than just Poison?
That in music that's released?
Well, have you sang in more than, like the new Slaughterhouse stuff? Is Poison the only one that you've sung on, or have you sung on more?
Yeah, in terms of music that we have out right now, Poison's the one that you can find me on. And then we just recorded a new song. Should I say the name or?
to be determined.
To be determined.
That's not the name of the song, right?
No, but we
Great
have
name of a song.
We have a new song that's coming out that we just recorded, and now we're just writing. So, you know, this year there will be more.
Yeah.
Very cool. So let's take a listen to a song that you've sang on, actually. It's called Poison by Slaughterhouse. What is the meaning behind that one?
Oh man, I wrote something really good about this when we had it released, but it's
Just pull it up on your phone.
it's basically
We forgot to write down what that song was about.
yeah, I know. No, it's basically, I mean, it's like another kind of technology one. I like to sing about like, I don't like to sing about like dire situations necessarily, but I like to think about the world that we live in with a critical eye, and then just like hopefully make something that brings some like people together. I think that's like the weird oxymoronic dynamic about it, is that like we can sing about these things that like maybe we're not the happiest about, but also just like that reminds us of what's important, because I think that at the end of the day, like that's what we have to hold on to, and that's like what makes human life worthwhile. So that's kind of the idea.
And the song is being released as a single, not part of an album.
Yeah, it already was released. Yeah.
We'll put it on the album just for you. It'll get added to the next album too.
It'll be in our album called Punk Rock Demonstration here on this radio show.
Exactly.
So let's take a listen to the song. It's called Poison by Slaughterhouse, and we're out here with Slaughterhouse in Garden Grove. Welcome back. That was a Murder Song by Slaughterhouse. Sounds very appropriate for the band's name. So anyways, we're out here in Garden Grove with the band Slaughterhouse. I'm Jack, and you're listening to the Punk Rock Demonstration. So any interesting stuff that has happened on tour, and how many tours have you been on so far?
Slaughterhouse as a band has been on 4, maybe 5 tours. The first one was pretty rough, but after that they were significantly better. Interesting things that happen on tour.
It's always a tough question when it comes right at me. I'm better at like just remembering them when they come to me. Man, I don't know.
Sort of like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas kind of a thing.
I want to bring up the thing that we laugh about all the time.
No.
Inappropriate.
That's not a tour story.
One time, the last time we had gone on tour this last May, we did a U.S. tour in Colorado. While we were unloading the van, some people drove by and sprayed some bear mace in the air, and some of us got pretty choked up.
Oh my god.
So that was interesting.
I got hit in the face with pepper spray or bear mace or whatever it was. I recovered quickly, but it was okay.
Is that how they liven up the show out there?
It was those damn teenagers or that damn Sasquatch. I don't know.
those darn meddling kids.
I don't know. Tour sometimes is kind of a blur. It's hard to think of.
I would imagine with bear mace. Yeah. Anything particular? Anything that you're proud of as a band that you've done so far?
Honestly, I think the fact that we're still playing, I'm proud of that. Like, we've been pretty tenacious in keeping this thing going. I don't think when we started the band, we were not expecting to get this kind of attention. And I think over the years, it has been hard to try to keep it together, but we've been pretty adamant about making sure that happens and just being able to go out into the world and play more.
Is there anything that's keeping the band together? Like, there's something that just makes us want to keep going?
It's fun.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's fun. It's some of the hardest work, but the most rewarding thing. I mean, being on this tour, it's just how tour goes. We can go to a city and play to 1,000 people, or you might go to another city and play to 4 people. But doing it with your friends and sharing that experience is just eating peanut butter and jellies while stopping to sleep on someone's floor to do all that stuff. It's the funnest stress you could possibly have. It's so stressful and so fun.
But it's worth it.
Oh, it's still, to me, it's the whole reason. I think, in my opinion, we write songs so I can go and do this. The songwriting, I wish I could say is number one for me, but I love performing. I love being out and being with my bandmates and sharing a stage and watching when I can see any one of my bandmates or myself capture someone's attention in the audience where I can see they're really digging it. It's rewarding as heck. It's fun. That's it.
So did you play any shows during the pandemic at all?
We did like a couple like weird like live stream things, but not really any real shows until 2021 when things started to like become quote unquote safe again. And those shows were pretty cool too. Like, we played our first show back after the pandemic. Like, things started to, I think we played in San Pedro at the Sardine, which is kind of like our stomping grounds because that's where we're from. Yeah, with Nice, and someone opened. I forgot who it was. Do you remember?
No, that was just us.
It was just us two?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. 2-band bill. Awesome. There should be more of those.
I know.
Yeah, Nice played, and then, we headlined, and that was great. That was probably the most packed I've ever seen the Sardine. That was crazy.
Tour story. Kind of tour story.
Oh, yeah, back to tour stories.
So the tour that Marielle came on with us, before she joined the band, she's with us. She's going to come take photos. It's our biggest tour yet. We got asked to play with Bad Religion. And she's going to come and document and work with us, and she takes killer photos. We're going to look great because she's behind the camera. She calls me it was morning
5 a.m.
morning of the show.
Oh, I remember.
5 a.m.
This is fresh out of COVID. And she says, I'm sick. I have a very apparent cold. What do I do?
I had a fever. Like, my stomach was hurting. I could barely get out of bed. And I was terrified that it was COVID.
I remember getting in the van, him picking me up at 5 in the morning at my house. I had a gig the night before because I'm just crazy, and I think I went to sleep at 3 a.m. So I slept for 2 hours, and I just remember laying down immediately in the back, and I'm like, "Where's Mariel?" And he's like, "She's not coming." I'm like, "What?" And I just went back to sleep. But
she calls me later. Was it later the day or the next morning?
I think it was that day. Yeah.
Went and took a COVID test. No COVID. She flew and met us. She only missed one show and flew and met us in Utah.
Yeah.
And came and did the rest of the tour with us.
Yeah, the flight was $100, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck it was, but I just was so sick that morning. Felt fine a little bit later, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna buy a flight ticket.
Yeah, just meet us there.
Yeah.
And Utah was a great show. Yeah.
And thank goodness she did, because that's probably why she's in the band, is we had such a good time with
Straight
her.
up. Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Sounds like the song called Fun Factory that I've heard. So let's take a listen to that song. It's called Fun Factory by Slaughterhouse, and we're out here with Slaughterhouse in Garden Grove. Welcome back. That was Telephone by Slaughterhouse, and I'm Jack, and we're out here with Slaughterhouse in Garden Grove. You're listening to the punk rock demonstration. So what kind of bands are you guys all into?
So some of my favorites that are big influences of mine are like Susie and the Banshees. I'm a big fan of the Weirdos. Typically anything that has a little bit of a darker tone to it is my favorite, but I also like a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I like everything. I like country.
Russian music.
I love. I've been into classical music recently, Tchaikovsky, but no, I'm a big hardcore lover. I love anything that just annihilates all of my senses at the same time. And I love Suicidal Tendencies and who else? I like that band Blast a lot. I've been listening to them. I found them in Portland when we were on tour.
Yeah, great.
And what else? The Germs, all that kind of shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I'm a no ego here talking. I'm a bit of an encyclopedia nerd when it comes to how much music I listen to. But Slaughterhouse has a bit of a formula, and when it comes to the formula of the band, I'm definitely pulling influence from my early childhood influences of the early LA punk scene. So like she just said, Germs, Minutemen, early Black Flag, hardcore, and if it wasn't for getting to know Eddie and Taylor a little bit more too, I probably wouldn't be super into the death rock stuff like TSOL and Rudimentary Peni. That those are two of my favorite bands. I think that's safe to say that that's a big influence on all of us, not just musically but also visually as well. And of course the early Christian death stuff. Yeah, if you're gonna listen to a record, you gotta listen to that first Christian death record. It's perfect. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know.
Rick Agnew, man.
Yeah, Rick Agnew.
I heard something like chain punk or something. What is that all about?
We have a debate.
Here's the thing about chain punk. It doesn't exist, okay? It's a dumb term. It's all punk rock. It might be hardcore, whatever. Jeez.
We have a debate in the band right now.
Yeah.
Whether
likes chain.
Yeah, but who's the front woman?
Okay.
She wins. I'm just kidding.
It's about
I'm just
to be
kidding.
me.
Yes.
You're gonna be the front woman.
We're debating.
Can you play drums, Mariel?
No, that's the one thing I cannot play, but I want to try. Yeah, I don't know. There's like a whole debate whether they don't think chain punk and egg punk exist. I think
because people made it up, but
exactly. I think they exist. I like both, but I'm more of a. I like it hard.
I think that's kind of what gives us a bit of a unique sound. Is we all have such different influences, kind of in the same genre, but like they're all so. It's a little bit all over the place, which I think makes a nice little cocktail for our band.
I'm still confused about this chain punk. Does it mean I'm a chain punk because I'm good at wallet chain?
Yes.
I don't know.
You know what? Yes. Next question, please.
Eddie, what are some of your influences?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I think we all have a pretty diverse interest in music. I come from early 80s hardcore punk and LA stuff. I love New York stuff. But I listen to a little everything too. I love good old Southern rock, Leonard Skinner or Steve Miller Band, and I like me some, I fucking love AC/DC.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whether it's The Doors, AC/DC, or Social Distortion and Pennywise, I don't know. I love you know what I love? I love all the current stuff that's happening, that's reviving and new and fresh. Grade 2, Reckling, Nice, Crazy in the Brains, Self-Improvement. When all your friends' bands are your favorite bands, you're winning. Music's killer.
I want to shout out Spy, new hardcore band out of the Bay Area. They rule.
Oh yeah, I've been listening to a lot of like Gel and Gouge Away is
really
sick.
That one is
Yeah,
sick.
Gold.
Gouge Away is
I
great.
love Mannequin
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna be playing a lot of this stuff on tour, sharing finding what we like and dislike for this year for sure.
Fist fighting in the van over who's playing music, that's for sure.
No, the rule is whoever drives picks the music.
Nick changes the rules. He goes, "Hey, can I play something?"
Yeah, well, I have great taste.
I know, I have great taste too, mister.
It sounds like the next time we talk, we're going to have an interesting story about
We're
picking
gonna come
songs
back
in the
with
band.
some bruises. I know.
The new record is going to be very chain punk influenced.
Yes, it will.
With a touch of Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
Yes.
So where can people find more information about this band?
So you can find everything you need to know about us on Instagram, YouTube, Threads,
Apple Music,
Apple Music,
Spotify.
Spotify. So our Instagram is slaughterhouse.la. We got a link tree that has everything you need to find about us. We got Bandcamp. We're on all the good stuff.
Yeah, check out the labels too that helped put our first record too. Recess Records and Water Under the Bridge Records, both out of San Pedro, California.
And they'll be able to find the correct Slaughterhouse by just going to those two websites.
Just go slaughterhouse.la on Instagram. That's everything.
Very cool. So you can find more information about my radio show called Punk Rock Demonstration at punkrockdemo.com. So we've been listening to Slaughterhouse out here in Garden Grove. I'm Jack, and we'll end it all off with a song called Paranoia. Sounds very cool.
That will be in the set tonight.
And we're out here in Garden Grove. And yes, thanks for listening.
Thanks, Jack. Thank you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Demonstration.
Thank you.
Oh, I was gonna give you a fist bump, but
Mic bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah! We're Slaughterhouse. Thank you for coming. How was the war toys? Alright, we got the next 30 minutes with you guys.
It's fucking Friday, let's see some fucking action, huh? Show me what else he's about.